Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So today, I bring to you a mighty mystic, a man who can tell the future to an astonishing degree. Now I know you're thinking, does Dan have Nostradamus on the show today? No, I don't. I have someone even better. Because you see, Nostradamus was good, but he was no Bernie Damus. As you watch this video on the Jimmy Fallon Show, I want you to think about what he's saying. So, I don't watch Jimmy Fallon because I have no time for sycophants who bow at the feet of their beloved socialists. Just that's what it is. I won't watch it. It's crap. Late night is not what it used to be. I don't bother with it. They're all left pushers, so no need for it. But you should watch this video and ask yourself, man, was Trump right? Or is Trump right now? I think he may very well be. So, all right, let's roll this video. This is from the Jimmy Fallon Show. Keep in mind, this is in October 20, I think. It was posted to YouTube on the 23rd, so I'm thinking it's the 20th. But it was a time before the elections. I guess by this time, the Democrats already had their plan together. And Bernie, spilled the beans. So let's go, people.
Great. Really good to see you again. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
The degree with which Jimmy Fallon is kissing ass right now makes my stomach hurt. So I hope you guys appreciate the sacrifice I'm making for you.
There's a lot to talk about. First, I'd love to get your thoughts on last night's debate.
Well, what I think is that it was certainly not as crazy a debate as the first debate.
Yeah.
But I continue to be astounded by the degree to which Donald Trump lies. Just lies and lies and lies.
Notice he's not going to point out what Donald Trump lied about, because he has nothing.
Not only his lies, his downplaying of this terrible pandemic.
Now, notice he's not going to say how he downplayed it, because I do believe Trump shut down the country while Elizabeth Warren is in San Francisco telling people to come on down to Chinatown. There's no big threat. Come on down. Joe Biden said him shutting down the country was xenophobic because there's no big threat from the coronavirus or the China virus. Now you notice, not one time, I guarantee I don't even watch Jimmy Fallon. I know he's not mentioned that China's responsible for this because this is what they do. See, it's the left's playbook. The left's playbook. It's bad enough I got to watch Juan Williams on the 5 every day. That's getting old and ridiculous. They need to stop that. But let's continue.
From day one is just astounding to me. And I hope the American people understand that because of his irresponsibility, because of his rejection of science, his attacks on Dr. Fauci, that tens of thousands of people have died unnecessarily.
That's not the reason tens of thousands of people have died. Tens of thousands of people have died because China released a weapons-grade virus into the world. But notice, they wouldn't let people from Wuhan travel inside of the country, but they let them travel outside of the country. It's ridiculous. And I hate his hair too, by the way. Jimmy Fallon I'm talking about.
One of the things I admired about you is that you endorsed Vice President Biden, although you don't agree with him on every issue. I just think that sends what message are you sending there?
Well, the message is that, and let me be very frank, and not everybody will agree with me, but I think that Donald Trump is the most dangerous president in the modern history of this country. And it's not just because he lies all the time. It's not just.
Actually, I agree with Bernie Sanders on this. He's the most dangerous president in the history of this country to establish politicians like Bernie Sanders, who've been in public office getting paid, $100 and something thousand a year, and has become a multimillionaire who has several estates. He's a threat to established politicians like Hillary Clinton, like Joe Biden, like Kamala Harris. This is all they have, like the squad. He's a threat to their empires. See, AOC wants what Nancy Pelosi has, millions of dollars from just doing politics and just coming out and running your mouth. That's pretty much what's going on here. But back to the show.
Because he doesn't believe in science. It's not just because he's a racist or a sexist or a homophobe or a xenophobe. It is because.
Now, see, he threw a lot of stuff out there, right? A lot of accusations. Even though Trump has done more for the Black community than any Democrat ever has. Funding HBCUs, guaranteed funding. Actually getting with Ice Cube and working on a deal to bring money and jobs into poor Black communities, many of which the Democrats run and haven't done anything for us and are not going to do anything. Because they know every election they're getting, I think they got this election, though, they only got 80% of the Black vote. So we're dwindling that down. But they know they're going to get the majority of the Black vote, so they don't have to do anything. And you get these freaks and clowns on here like Bernie Sanders preaching the same old BS. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this video, but I'm going to try for you people.
He is quite intentionally trying to undermine American democracy, trying to suppress the vote. We are a democratic society. People have fought and died to defend our democracy.
Might I add, Bernie Sanders was not one of those people. Thanks for not serving. Neither was Jimmy Fallon. Thanks for not serving. Go bite me.
We cannot reelect a president who does not believe in the rule of law, our Constitution, or in fact, a democracy.
Now let's talk about believing in the Constitution. So first of all, the Democrats want to oppress your First Amendment rights. That's right. They don't want you to be able to say certain things on social media. And Facebook and YouTube are already following. That's why so many people have moved to Rumble, which the Dan Dawson Show is now on Rumble. It's under Dan Dawson. I haven't figured out how to get the Dan Dawson Show on there. They got some crazy stuff, right? But I am on Rumble, and that's why I moved. Let's also talk about them suppressing your Second Amendment rights. Remember, they want to disarm America. So I dare this old relic of a whatever he is talking about the Constitution. You shut your mouth.
I have known Joe for many, many years. He's a very decent guy.
Of course you have. You've both been stealing money from the American people for a great many years together.
As you've indicated, he and I have differences of opinion on a number of issues. But I can vouch for his decency and his belief in the rule of law and democracy.
Yeah, when was the first time do you remember meeting Joe Biden, Vice President?
Well, I do. You know, he was a senator and I was a senator. He was around for a very
Jimmy
long
Fallon
time.
posed Bernie Sanders any more
and the
hardball
thing I
questions,
think that people will learn about Joe Biden is that he's very, very down-to-earth guy. My wife remembers the first time that she met him, and she never talked to him at all. He sat down and he chatted with her about Ireland. Their families both come from Ireland.
Yeah.
Very, very human guy, a very empathetic guy.
Although the election is November 3rd, and it's been said that we won't know the results until days later. When do you think we'll know the results?
Now pay attention to what he says. Pay attention to the states he names. He's letting you know the Democrat plan. And this is in October. And I'll be doggone if it didn't come out exactly like he said, because he was already in on the plan. Hillary's probably pooping herself watching this show right now. Like, Bernie, you're not supposed to say anything.
All right. Jimmy, you raise an important point, and I hope the American people understand it, because this is something I worry about. My view is every vote must be counted. For reasons which I don't have the time to get into tonight, you're going to have a situation, I suspect, in states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, other states, where they are going to be receiving huge amounts of mail-in ballots. And unlike states like Florida or Vermont, they're not being able, for bad reasons, to begin processing those ballots until, I don't know, election day, or maybe when the polls close. That means you're going to have states dealing with perhaps millions of mail-in ballots. Here is my worry. What polls show and what studies have shown is that for whatever reason, Democrats are more likely to use mail-in ballots. Republicans.
I wonder why that is. I've never seen a poll that says that. And honestly, look at the reliability of polls. right? Kind of useless, huh? But go ahead. I'm a Republican. I use the mail-in ballot.
Republicans are more likely to walk into polling booths on election day. It is likely that the first vote.
Now, hold up. I take that back because actually it makes sense. When you have records from the last election 2 years ago, right, of postal workers throwing ballots away and of polling places changing ballots and rejecting Republican ballots, I think I know why they would kind of walk in. Don't trust it.
Votes that will be counted will be those people who came in on election day, which will be Republican. And here is the fear, and I hope everybody hears that. It could well be, and I don't know what's going to happen, nobody does, but it could well be that at 10 o'clock on election night, Trump is winning in Michigan, he's winning in Pennsylvania, he's winning in Wisconsin, and he gets on the television, he says, "Thank you, Americans, for re-electing me. It's all over. Have a good day." But then the next day and the day following, all of those mail-in ballots start getting counted, and it turns out that Biden has won those states.
The exact states he mentioned, keep in mind, this is precisely what happens. What happened? You can't tell me that he had that ability to see that far into the future and know this is what was going to happen. Come on, people. I'm with Trump now. This was rigged from the top to the bottom. And also, don't forget, you had the one computer program switching votes. So they found out that the program had been switched to count votes at a 67% clip for Biden. So what they were doing was, Trump is ahead by 30,000 votes, so we need 35. So then they changed the program, and all of a sudden those 35,000 votes will come out. That's all I'm saying.
At which point Trump says, "See, I told you the whole thing was fraudulent. I told you those mail-in ballots were crooked, and
They are.
we're not going to leave office." So
You
that
shouldn't.
is a worry that I and a lot of people have. So
You should be.
the results, we don't know what's happened. Maybe the results will be on election day, but people should be aware.
No, you know
of
what's
that
going to happen. You
possibility.
already planned it out.
I know that you've been working with people running in Texas, and why is Texas important now? I feel like a lot of people are highlighting Texas.
I think that Texas may be, in many ways, Texas is the future of progressive politics in America. Historically, because there has been a lot of voter suppression, Texas is one of the states where their Republican state government has for a long time tried to make it as difficult as possible for people to vote.
By requiring IDs so that you show who you are. IDs like you need for driving, for going to college, for going to school, for buying cigarettes, liquor, horrible stuff like that. Dare those people. Not only to mention, but Texas also has a high population of illegal immigrants, so you might want that voter ID, which is a driver's license. Jesus Christ.
But you have folks over there, Beto O'Rourke and others are doing a great job registering
It's Francis O'Rourke.
people, getting people to vote. Bottom line is that if Texas becomes a blue state and a progressive state, as I think it can, has a lot of young people, has a lot of Latinos, a lot of African Americans.
It has a lot of people from California who ruined their state with their dumbass voting habits, going to Texas and voting the same way. That's why there's this whole big push. Remember when Joe Rogan went to Texas? What did the one black guy from Texas tell him on his show? Don't come down here with your progressive ideas. If you want that, you go back to California that you ruined. They're like locusts. They destroy their own cities and then move on. This is what they do. Like the aliens in Independence Day.
It can become a progressive state. And if that happens, and if those 38 electoral votes go Democratic, then we've changed the face of American politics.
Wow. I think that would be, I mean, are people predicting that, or this is just your people?
There's no question the trend is with us. What we don't know is how it plays out this election. And to those people out there who say, oh, Texas is a conservative state, trust me, it is not. you have some great, great progressive candidates who are running for office, who stand a great chance to win. And the future is with progressive politics in Texas.
The problem Bernie has here is Texans are very big on their history. Very big, because it's taught to us all through school. I imagine with the new California teachers moving down there, they'll probably wreck that too. I actually had a friend of mine who I grew up with tell me, no, Dan, there's not as much Texas pride and stuff down there. It's changed. And that's on the teachers. See, we want to flip Texas so bad because we're the last bastion. Another state to destroy. Another state to destroy. If you want your liberal ideas so much, just move back to California. I have a Facebook friend. Couldn't take it up here in this liberal enclave, so she moved to Florida and she still talks about liberal crap all the time. It's like, then move back here. This is your home. This is where all your family is. But no, it got too much, didn't it? Whatever.
Be interesting to watch. Yeah.
And then I swear to God, if they were in the same room, God knows what services Jimmy would be providing to Bernie Sanders right now, the way he's acting.
What happens in Texas? Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for coming back to my.
Look at him. He looks like a schoolboy with a crush. This is ridiculous and sad. So, but see, there you have it. There's no way that Joe Biden, right, called this election that close. No way. I'm with Trump now. There was, and especially when you see the evidence from the programming and everything. So if you don't think these people won't stop at anything to win, you're wrong. They will do anything. And look at that stupid look on Jimmy Fallon's face. Idiot. And if anybody knows, I'm telling him I said that. Stupid. Alrighty. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of The Dan Dawson Show. Check me out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble. And like, subscribe, share. Do what you got to do.